ASP.NET is a flexible web platform that enables you to build great web applications using two different programming models. One programming model is called ASP.NET Web Forms. The other programming model is called ASP.NET MVC. Both programming models are fully supported options that are used by millions of developers. And both build on top of the same core ASP.NET web platform. Each model sits on top of ASP.NET and is ASP.NET. At the same time, though, each model creates and structures a web application using a slightly different approach. Just like people, each of the two approaches values different things. We offer both approaches because we've found that some developers prefer one set of values and other developers prefer the other set of values. Both programming models' approaches are good ones, and we'll continue to add features and innovate with both of them. The programming model approach that is right for you depends on what feels most natural to you and which set of values most closely map to what you're looking for. If you're coming from a client application development background, or you're familiar with using UI controls and wiring up event handlers to respond to user actions, you'll find a comfortable programming model in ASP.NET Web Forms. ASP.NET Web Forms provides a server-side web programming framework that enables you to use server-side controls within your HTML markup. Server controls in Web Forms encapsulate the complexities of HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. They also support rich features like data binding and templating. Web Forms includes dozens of rich interface controls out of the box. You'll be able to retrieve data from databases and wire up controls to display and edit the data in data grids or charts. The controls help you achieve common tasks easily. Differences between browsers are handled by the controls. You may be familiar with Microsoft SharePoint. It builds on top of Web Forms. If you're a SharePoint developer or intend to be, that is another reason for you to use Web Forms. ASP.NET MVC is a lower-level web programming model. It does not provide higher-level abstractions like controls. Instead, it requires you to know HTML and HTTP a little more deeply. If you're someone who comes from a traditional web development background, ASP.NET MVC will probably feel very comfortable to you. ASP.NET MVC gives you total control over the HTML markup you render and the URLs you expose within your application. It enables you to easily use the full power and flexibility of CSS and JavaScript. ASP.NET MVC has great support for unit testing and test-driven development of your web applications, and is often used alongside agile methodologies. It encourages strong design patterns and prescriptive application architectures. It's very flexible and can be extended in any way you like. Remember that choosing your programming model isn't a fork in the road that you can't turn back from. Underneath ASP.NET Web Forms and ASP.NET MVC is ASP.NET itself. Both models share nearly all their libraries with the core runtime. This includes authentication and authorization, user membership and role security, output caching, session state, configuration, deployment, AJAX, and more. The skills and APIs you learn in these core libraries can be used interchangeably between ASP.NET Web Forms and ASP.NET MVC applications. Because it's all ASP.NET underneath, you can even choose to have hybrid applications that are built with both the ASP.NET Web Forms and ASP.NET MVC programming models. In an approach like this, some URLs will be processed by Web Forms. Other URLs can be then handled by ASP.NET MVC controllers. This is a common and supported scenario and might make sense for your application. I'd encourage you to spend some time learning a little about both Web Forms and MVC so that you can get a feel for each. On the Getting Started tab on the ASP.NET website, you can find 2 quick videos that show building a first sample application using both ASP.NET Web Forms and ASP.NET MVC. You can then visit both the Web Forms and MVC tabs on the ASP.NET website to learn more about each programming model approach. Each section includes sample applications, tutorials, walkthroughs, and videos to help you not only get started, but handle advanced scenarios as well. You'll learn about the fundamentals of each model, but also about systems that are shared between each model. Remember, if you get stuck, there's a rich community here to help you. You can start in the forums or explore the community tab. Now, go check out some of the introductory material for either ASP.NET Web Forms or ASP.NET MVC. See you soon.